Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Charles, and this is episode 7 of our Mars mission. As you can see, it is a little after 10. It has been a very busy morning. I was going to plant some more trees today, but we have had a lot of exciting things going on. As you can see, we have some fields ready to harvest. There are some other exciting things that took up my time this morning, and we'll kind of talk about those a little bit later. But I already have the harvester and my trailer and tractor set up over here, so let's go ahead and get started with our first ever harvest on Mars. And these are oats that we're harvesting, of course, if you remember that. And we have started harvesting this, and just to let you know, part of what happened this morning, there's something I'll tell you about later that had the construction guys come by and do something for me. But as I was talking to them, they were telling me that they had been over at another dome, and there was another farmer that had planted cotton before, and it was ready to harvest, but he had a problem. His cotton harvester had broken down, and he wasn't going to be able to do his harvest, and there was a chance that his crop was going to just wither in the field. And so I asked them, well, I have a cotton harvester here that I haven't used yet. Could I possibly loan that to him if you had any way to transport that over there? They looked pretty shocked that I was willing to do that, but I was like, hey, we're farming on Mars right now. We all have to kind of stick together. So they did. They brought in a truck at the special truck for it, because it's a little bit bigger than the ones they had with them at the time. And so they took the harvester all the way up onto the top level, which getting it up that ramp was a bit of an ordeal, but they made it. And so that harvester should be on the way over. So, I figure that's what we have to do to kind of support each other here. So maybe that's just my good deed for the day. And of course, Meagan was here this morning, and she did her normal job of taking care of the bees, and she also watered the greenhouses and completed creating that field inside the chicken dome. And she also started another one, did the outlining of it anyway, in the sheep dome, because I'm going to put another field in there. I told her that during the last episode, I said, I don't know why, but as I was telling people about what you had done and everything, a couple of times in there, only one time I recognized, but another time I didn't edit out, I called you Rachel for some reason. And she reminded me of why. Her middle name is Rachel. And when I first got the question of where they said they had a student, a young teenager who wanted to work, I saw her full name. And so somewhere in the back of my mind, I attached that name to her, and she told me, she said, oh, that's fine with me. If you call me that, I answer to just about everything. So she's a lot like me in that way. So here we are doing our first harvest. We are I'll do this first field, and then we'll see how much this fills up the harvester. We're up to 40% already, so we should have to empty it a couple of times on this field. And I'll just do that myself without any workers, I guess. But as this is going to be slow for you to watch, and it's just going to be more of the same, going up and down, around in circles. I haven't decided, or around in rectangle anyway. Haven't decided how I want to do that. May just go up and down, but I'll go ahead and time lapse this, and we'll come back when we have the whole field in the trailer. from the time lapse there. I hope it wasn't too long. This first load, we only got 40% of this trailer in oats from this field. And now for this first load, I'll go ahead and take it over this way, because from one of these fields I do want to go ahead and get one of our productions moving a little bit. Okay, let's go on and find our production there. The green mill, we're going to do oat flour. We're going to activate it. And we are done with that. So, I am going to now take this tractor back over, because it's, of course, we're going to harvest the rest of the fields. You've already seen me do one in time lapse. I'm going to put the next two on a worker. I'm going to hire a worker for that, and still got a little bit of a bump going here up to these fields. It's hard to tell with it all being one color what it all looks like. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over to our harvester again here, if I can not run into the header. I'm going to get this one started on the next field. Not so worried about doing a headland on this one, because there's nothing really for it to run into except the other field over there. So, and off they go, and out we go. Okay, and while they're doing that, I will start explaining to you some of the things that happened. So Rachel, of course, filled the greenhouses and everything, so they're still producing. Rachel, yet, man, I keep calling her that. I don't know why. I think that's her first name, but that's her middle name. Her name is Meagan Rachel Swanson. So I just had it in my head because I was going to tell you about that mistake that I made, and here I go and make that mistake again. So she took all of the honey this morning, and this was on it when she came back before she started creating the field in there. So let's go ahead and turn this on again, see what we get. Okay, so while we're here and we have a full load, except for that one, I guess, partial pallet that it loaded there, we'll go ahead and sell this and get ourselves up to date. Yeah, so this is what the bees have created since, I think it was probably about 8 o'clock, 8:15, something like that, in the morning, the last time when Meagan, I almost said Rachel again, I don't know why, that name is right on the tip of my brain up there the whole time. So, but Meagan Rachel, maybe I can start using both of her names and I'll get it that way, even though I'll probably reverse them half the time. Okay, 23,000 for that. Okay, we'll go ahead and let's see. Yeah, that's off now. So, don't run through the crop, even though we don't have destruction. No reason to do it willy-nilly here. So we'll go ahead and park this back over in front of the collection point. But we'll leave the we'll leave the auto loading disabled, because if it's enabled when there's a partial pallet, it'll go ahead and load that. So I'll wait until, I don't know if I'll do it again or whether, I usually have been. I come over and empty these even after Megan's done it, periodically during the day, when there's enough to make pretty much full load anyway. Okay, came down and checked on the cows this morning. They're still doing okay. So let me show you what Meagan has done in here. Before I showed you where we had done an outline of a field, and now you see that we have it fully created now. We still have not done anything else to this. All we've done is create the field. We still have to come in here and put lime on it. Of course, it needs to be seeded. Given that these are the chickens, I'm going to do a crop of sorghum in here, I think, to start with. And so we're going to grow sorghum in here. And yeah, I guess the harvester will still fit through those doors. They should be. They have, I think these are the same size doors they have on those storage places over next to the greenhouses over there. So now we're going to go over here to the sheep, and you can see that she has started in here and in doing basically an outline all the way around all of this green space in here, except just a little bit of an allotment around each one of the sheep pens here. Everything else in here is going to be turned to grass. So you got the tractor back here with the cultivator on it, ready to do this. I think she wants to go ahead and finish this one tomorrow when she comes in. So I'll just go ahead and leave that there for her. Let's see, the pigs, nothing. Oh yeah, the pigs. I was about to say nothing new with the pigs, but there is something new with the pig container. The reason why the construction guys were in here is apparently a little while back they had a big storm down in the the southern equatorial region down there. And one of the domes that they were in process of building got heavily damaged. And so they tried to salvage everything they could out of it, and turns out they could salvage some greenhouses. And since I had recently asked to put in some more greenhouses and everything, or that coffee greenhouse and stuff, they asked me if I would be interested in buying it. And I looked at them, and I looked at the kind of crops that I could grow in them and everything. And they wanted to know if I wanted one, but in total there were 6, and I got all 6 of them. So in here you can see it now. We've already got them installed. We've got water plumbed to them. We've got water there is filled. The crops are growing. In this one we've got corn, cotton, and soybeans growing. In this one we have sorghum. In this one we have, oats, sorghum, and wheat in that one and in this one. Come over here to this one, and we have potatoes and sugar beets growing in this one. This one we have canola and sunflowers. And in this one we have corn, cotton, and soybeans. So, and over here we have a mixing station for pig food. I noticed, I've certainly got the money for it and everything, but I noticed that the last time we were in here, I guess I can do this with a look at the pigs. The last time I was in here, we filled those feed silos for the pigs, and each one of them took 2.5 or a little, 1% more than a half of those trailers in order to fill this, and I wasn't even paying attention to it. You know, when you've got this much money, you don't really pay attention. It's true. You know, I have never had this much money in all of my life, and probably more than I've made in all of my life total. So I really don't think about it. But as I was going back and I was rendering the video and everything, I noticed that I was paying like $47,000, a little bit over that, for every one of those trailers. And when this opportunity came up and they told me they had this feed mixer for pigs, I was like, oh well, what do they take? And they told me, because I was like, okay, I've only bought pig food. I don't know all the recipe that goes into it, and so they said this one has 3 different options, but basically almost all of the stuff other than oats that's growing in these greenhouses is possible to put into this silo, have it mix it into pig food, and just get it out and feed it to the pigs. I don't know if these greenhouses are going to produce enough of the pig food to handle feeding even one of these pens, to refill it, depending on how far we let it get down, much less keeping 2 of them going. But hey, if we can make some, and all we have to do is give these things water every now and then that's a plus for us. And I see that our helper over here has a full grain tank, so we'll go up and grab the tractor and find where he's at. And of course he's in a bad place right now. Let's hope he gets turned around. Otherwise we might have to do that unusual thing of rolling in the crop. So nope, looks like he's going to make it to the end. I guess I thought I got a notice that he was full, but I guess it was that he was 80% full. So this field and the next field, the next two fields. The first one, of course, you saw me take it over to the grain mill. These 2 are going to go into the colony storage bins, and I think that's the kind of the pattern I'm going to follow with most of these. If there's a production for something that's out there, like I know wheat is out there, I'll probably take the next 3 fields, and I will probably take that first field that we do and put it in the grain mill, and then the other 2 will go in the colony storage bin. I do fully expect... Oh, he got full. Okay. I do fully expect for these crops to be the real difficult part of this challenge. Like I say, the animals we've already got all of our animals in. Those are going. Growing enough crops just on these 15 fields, even after I join some of these together and make bigger fields and take up that area in between them and maybe extend them out to the side a little bit, that's probably not going to be enough. So in the future, I am going to come back on this field, of course. I'm going to pick up the straw, and then I will take if Meagan is done with the cultivator, then I will take up all those areas and join these fields together, like I said that I was going to. Like these areas here between these 2 fields, and then I'll leave this area between these, and then I'll just work my way across, and I'll do maybe a joined a single field, and then take the next 2 and join them, and work in that pattern across all of the sections. But even doing that, I think it's going to be a struggle to get all that many crops, 800,000 liters of 6 different crops stored away, not sold, just stored in the storage bins over here. So I think areas like this that have been cleared, there were a couple of light posts out here that I told the guys, hey, go ahead and take those. I don't do a whole lot of night work, and if I do, my tractors have lights, so I don't need those. So they have taken those out and made sure there's no electrical left under the ground for them. And like this area here, I have a big area that I can just run a field. And there's lots of room, in behind these domes and stuff like that, where I can put in a field like in between, all in the back here, and maybe in between the water reclamation and my equipment dome going up this way, and one going that way, as long as I leave an avenue between, so I can get around them to get to the rest of the fields and everything. There's also some area over on this side. As long as we leave enough turning radius for harvesters and things from there, we can probably start a field here and pretty much run it all the way over to, where these fields end. If we go a little bit shorter than that, run it over to where those fields end. Essentially almost the width of all three of those fields there, coming along here, and we can do it as long as we can bring it all the way, or pretty far down here anyway. We do have to leave space, to drive around and get to our animal domes and all that. But and nobody says they have to be perfectly rectangular fields. I do like those. They're nice and easy for workers to do. Also, this area back here, looks like it could have a good sized field put in it. And then here's the wood sales there. There's room right here, really, to go, from almost from that forest, leaving a small way through it, and through here all the way to the back, and then all the way behind here. There's a good sized field for if we could do it from here, maybe even join it to that one and make it an L-shaped field, and go all the way over to this building here, or if we keep it shy of that building, then we can come all the way over to these here. I do see a weight that I have left back here somehow. I forgot about that. But back here behind this, if we don't mind if we put it with square edges and everything, if we don't mind it making L's after L after L, and joining to more, and we will just want to put in smaller fields, we can do that, or we can create those separately. Oh yeah, something you probably haven't seen is that I have put trees all around this space here at the shop where all of our stuff spawns. I think I did leave, I left an open area here where I didn't put anything, so I can easily drive in and out. But, we've got our first tree here. And, I tell you what, I keep looking at these trees thinking, I think maybe I've seen them grow. I don't know. But I guess trees do grow fairly slow, but I've seen in other people's videos in the past, some people that have planted trees, that they pretty much stay like this, and then you wake up one day and suddenly they're tall. So I don't think they have a very gradual growth cycle there. And but I'm looking forward to seeing some taller trees around here, because I have planted so many. I kind of ran out there. I actually started right here and ran all the way around there, but I didn't feel like these are the cypress that I also put around that lower edge, making the ring all the way around, and these are just the ones I had left over. And I didn't want to buy another pallet of those just to go short distance. Although I guess if I can buy those, if I could buy pallets of 6 or 12 or something like that, maybe those would fit there. I mean, my luck, I would end up with one left over, and I would have to find somewhere to put it. So anyway, that is really the update. I don't foresee right now buying any more equipment, but you know that never holds. But since we were doing grass over there, I did go ahead and purchase this windrow here, so we can windrow the grass inside the sheep area. That might be a little bit of a trick to get around some of those pins in there. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't think you need to see me finish all these fields. Probably for next time, I will have picked up all this straw, or maybe I'll still have some of it left to pick up, and I'll show you what I'm doing with it. I'm going to take the straw, and I'm going to put as much as will fit into the cow enclosure in the dome there that will take it, the big barn. And we're going to go ahead and start put some straw in there, start making some manure from them, and maybe I'll find a use for that. Probably not going to spread it on the fields, but we'll find something to do with it. Also, you can, yes, we can go through here. The rest of it, I'm going to go ahead and put in this fermenting silo and make silage out of it. So that is the plan. So hopefully next time when you come back, we'll have a little bit of that straw left to put in, and hopefully I will have also expanded this field out that way a little bit and taken up this path between these two and joined them together to create one big field. The next time we harvest this field, I'm going to do a little experiment with what I'm going to plant in this, and I'll save that for next time too. But I'm going to do a little experiment with that to see if it's a crop that we can put in the silos over there, because they said crop and it is a crop, so we will see. I don't know if they'll let me do it or not, but we'll find out. Looks like the worker has nearly a full tank, and they've missed this edge, so I'll have to come back and get that. But anyway, that is where I am going to leave you today. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you could, I almost forgot it, if you could, click all the buttons down below to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to get notified for any future videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.